Welcome to the Empower Her Moments morning show, where we create intentional mindset shifts, empower women to embrace their potential, and open their hearts to their deepest desires. Join Margo, the beauty guru, your self-love and business strategist, and Dr. Alicia Williams, your transformation and empowerment coach. These dynamic women are here to guide you, inspire you, and uplift you. Together, they'll help you unleash your potential and own your journey. It's time to step into your greatness. Let's get started.
Ladies, we got one for you today. So today's episode is constant comparison to others, leading to a sense of inadequacy. Let's talk about it. I have a question for you. Have you ever caught yourself scrolling through social media or looking to someone else's life and feeling like you're not enough?
I think that's something that we all have dealt in a time or two. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not there today, but it has been times where I've been there and I've scrolled up social media. I see this wonderful family. I'm newly divorced. And I'm like, man, this couple looks amazing. Or, man, this young lady is doing some amazing things in her career. And then you start to compare and say, what am I doing? How can I be like them? How can I get that look, that thing off social media? Guys, listen, this episode is going to be amazing because we have so many things that we need to talk about because social media is a real big thing these days.
Oh my God. Yes, it is. We're gonna get into it and talk about it because comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes, it most certainly is. And the thing is that you have to be conscious of it. And that's why we're having this conversation, because a lot of times we compare without being conscious that we're doing it. It comes so natural if you're not careful. But a lot of that comes with not having confidence and not knowing who you are. And like I always say, you got to have tunnel vision as you navigate and move through spaces. So a lot of people get disappointed, you know, when they're seeing things on social media. I hear, you know, even some celebrities sometimes they're taking breaks and, you know, social media is too negative. I need to take the pause. So that is a real thing.
It very much is so, because I think about early in my early network marketing professional career.
Right.
Oh, the comparison of when you're leading such a major team, you're expected. There's a level of expectation from you and of you when you're leading such a large team. They're expecting for you to produce like everyone else is producing.
Right.
However, what they don't understand is one of the things that I have always taught myself and those who have come along that journey with me is to keep that tunnel vision. I always say, well, put your head down, honey.
Yes.
Put your head down, honey. When you put your head down and focus only on you, you see nothing to your left and you see nothing to your right. And when you can do that, you can move successfully in your own lane.
Right. And let's talk about it, guys. A lot of things, and the reason why it's so important not to get wrapped up with what you see on social media, because guess what, guys? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but a lot of that stuff is not real. I'm just going to put it out there. We just going to say it, and I'm going to say it with my chest.
Say it with your chest.
Now, there are people who authentically post and do things, you know, on social media, and that's fine. So with just knowing that should be enough to let you know what? I can't get caught up with looking at what they're doing. I can't get caught up with looking what that person got going on. I have to be confident in who I am. I have to understand that everything that I went through has brought me to this moment and what I want to do for myself to elevate or take myself to the next level. Being original is so important.
Very much so. And I want to say this. One of the things, if you follow me, you know this. I often say, no one else is you, and that is your superpower.
Absolutely.
When you truly understand who you are and whose you are. Come on, somebody. Yes. I can hear a hand clap in the back somewhere.
Here you go, right here. Right here on the front of the stage, honey.
When you truly understand your true and walk in your authentic self, you can care less about what everybody else is doing. So you've got to hone in on your personal talents and your personal gift that were God-given.
Absolutely. And not only that, one thing that I'm really big on when letting people know, you don't know what people have been through to get where they are. You know, some success stories you see this person, oh, they making millions of dollars. Their business is so successful. What you don't realize, this is their 5th, 6th, 8th business.
Come on.
I didn't file, they filed bankruptcy twice. They've dealt with some things. They went through some stuff before they made it to that point, and that's what we don't take into account.
Right, because what they often see, because I always say, let me tell you something, social media will have you fooled.
Fool, honey.
When I say have the people fooled, as they say, It has the people talking, but it also plays a major role in individuals' mental health.
It does. It messes with their psyche. Some people, if you're not mentally tough, it'll take you out.
It will take you out. Mm-hmm. And so one of the things that I've learned is you've got to set boundaries even when it comes to social media.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about that.
We're going to get into that. But what's so important is that comparison, and is watching what everybody else is doing would have you feeling like you're not that girl when you really are.
Right.
Because you're watching what the next girl is doing and you're trying to figure out, well, why is it that I can't do what she's doing? No, you actually are. Right. She's actually putting on, but you don't realize that.
Right, exactly.
That's a whole nother discussion.
But that's why confidence is so important.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Having confidence. And listen, ladies, I'm not saying you need to walk around and beat your chest. Mm-mm. What I'm saying is understand that you are beautifully and uniquely made. Mm-hmm. Right? So you are you. The things that you do can't no one else do. Mm-mm. Everything that Margo the Beauty Guru is doing, can't nobody else do what I do. Mm-hmm. You don't have my energy. You don't have my mindset. Mm-hmm. You don't have my thought process. So you have to understand that's where the treasure lies.
That's exactly where the treasure lies. And so one of the things that I love to share with individuals is the comparison of, well, she's doing it this way and she seems to have success. Well, here's the difference. You have multiple major brands out here, right? Mm-hmm. You have Nike. Do you really think Nike could care less about what Adidas is doing?
Not one thing.
Because you know why? Nike truly understands their brand. They believe in their brand, and they understand what they bring to the table. And when you understand what you bring to the table and value who you are, you become untouchable.
You're right about that. And the thing is, it's so important to know who you are. Mm-hmm. And I talk about this a whole lot. Know your value. Mm-hmm. Because guess what? When you're on social media and you're doing things, you have to be mentally tough. Mm-hmm. Because when you're putting your stuff out there, people are duplicating. They're wanting your life. They're wanting to be in your space. Mm-hmm. So they're figuring out, how can I do it? And the thing is, even though they may do it, it just is not going to be the same. No two things will ever be the same. Mm-hmm. No two people are the same. So you have to really understand that. And when it comes to social media, you have to be able to block out the noise. Mm-hmm. Like Dr. Alicia said, you got to have your head down. Mm-hmm. When I'm focused on what I'm focused on, I don't care what's going on around me. And then that goes back to my earlier point. You have to have tunnel vision in this space. You have to have tunnel vision, and you have to understand that you are confident. You have what you need. And I think a lot of the things that breeds the competition or feeling like you want to compare is feeling inadequate.
Oh, yeah. But that goes back to not understanding and knowing your value.
Who you are.
When you don't know who you are and understand what you bring to the table,
absolutely,
then here comes the feeling of being inadequate.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'm not producing enough, but yet and still, that someone just told you, girl, you did an amazing job. Yeah. But there's those feelings, or that inner voice that's saying, no, I could have done better.
Right.
Or you're watching what someone else did to compare yourself to. But in the end, if you don't truly know who you are, I don't know how many times that we can say this, it will truly take a toll on you. It will really have you outside of you, like, I don't want to do this anymore. But as you spoke about earlier, many celebrities come off social media is because they feel that pressure.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, the pressure.
The pressure is on.
The pressure is on. Mm-hmm. The pressure is on. And not only that, guys, listen, you got to be mentally tough in this space, in life, as adults, while we're adulting. Outside of social media, life is lifing. And as adults, we have to understand, because another thing that starts to happen when you're feeling inadequate and you're watching these things on social media, it causes people, listen, I've spoken to some people that deal with depression because what they're seeing on social media. Sometimes people are wanting to unalive themselves because of the pressures of social media.
It's real.
And it's real. It will really tap on your psyche like nobody's business. And so that's something that we definitely want to bring light to, because it is a thing. But what you have to understand is there are a lot of people out here that's doing social media for monetary gain and clicks and likes. Okay? So a lot of the things they're putting on is unauthentic, not true to who they really are. So that's why Dr. Alicia and I are encouraging you to make sure that you are focused and know your value and know who you are, so you can run your race and do it sufficiently.
And that's the problem. I always say this is not a sprint. It's a marathon.
Oh, absolutely.
But so if you're so tapped into social media, and if you're waking up on social media and taking 2 and 3 hours scrolling, watching others, you've already mentally messed yourself up. It can easily
You out
happen.
the game.
You out
just
the game.
You're out the game just that quick.
It's because now your psyche is messed up because you're looking at, oh my God, I'm doing this and I'm actually working harder than her.
Correct.
But who's to say she's actually working?
Let's talk about that.
Oh, come on.
Let's talk about that.
Is she actually working?
Let's talk about that. That's true. And it's so weird how the perception of what we see on platforms make our mindset, it shifts our mindset and make us start feeling things and feeling some type of way. But this is what I want to tap into.
Come on.
So I've had some conversations with some ladies, and they talk about how they see, because let's be clear, it's a positive and a negative to social media.
Most definitely.
It really is. Okay. So you do have those women and men who are authentic to who they are and want to help or has a business where you could definitely benefit from. But what happens is you see them on social media, you see everything that they have going on, and you start harboring these emotions of feeling like, look at them and look at me. That's another way of comparison. You know what? I could maximize my business and take myself like professionally to a whole nother level if I was to invest in myself in their business or invest in their community. But because I feel inadequate, because I don't know who I am, because I'm watching them on social media and I'm feeling like they are a big deal, I don't feel like I'm enough. And we have to break that. We have to break that, ladies, because guess what? One thing about me, and, I'm sure Dr. Alicia could attest with this for her, what you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying? We are authentic to the core. And at the end of the day, I'm very transparent. All days aren't great. And guess what? When the days ain't great, I ain't posting. That's what it is.
Exactly.
If I'm dealing with some things and I'm working through some things, man, I don't have time to be putting stuff up and acting like I'm running through the park. Listen, today I'm not running through the park. Today I'm at home. I'm dealing with my family situations. I'm dealing with some things with my husband. And that is okay.
And that is okay. And let me say this. You stop feeling the need to explain yourself while you have not shown up on social media. The pressures of feeling like I need to explain, well, where have you been? I ain't seen you in 2 or 3 days.
Absolutely.
Protecting my peace.
That's right.
That's what I'm doing.
Love that.
Protecting my peace.
Well, the thing is this, who needs your permission?
First of all.
To take a break.
First of all.
Who needs your permission? But again, it shows you how social media has such a hold. Where people really feel like I owe you an explanation as to why I ain't posting 3 days. But at the end of the day, I don't owe you anything, sweetheart. This is for my mental. I'm taking a break. And you know what? We need to normalize being okay when people take breaks. Because that's another thing that happens with our community of women and things of that sort. It's always an apology. Oh, I'm sorry, I ain't talked to you in a week or two. And I'm very quick to let them know, listen, I'm not that girl. I'm not your girl for that. I respect my friends and their time. Take the time.
But you have the flip side of that. That goes back to a prior episode.
Okay.
Who are those? Did you assess that group that you're around where you feel the need to explain?
Talk about it. Let's talk
come
about
on
it.
now.
Let's talk about
what
it.
you got in your cup?
Let's talk about it. I got some tea, honey. Let's go ahead.
I got some coffee. Okay?
Let's go ahead and take a sip because it's finna get juicy.
It's about to get juicy. One of the things that I often say is, we live in this pressured society. Social media, everything is social media driven.
Yes.
However, what's really important is that you have to understand everybody has something going on.
You're right.
Everybody's doing something. However, at the end of the day, what I've learned is just let me stay right here in my lane.
That's right.
Because this ain't my lane over here.
Yeah. And that's hard.
Do you know your lane? Because I know my lane.
Oh, absolutely.
And the reason why the pressure is through the roof is you too busy trying to jump in my lane.
That's right.
And now you're feeling inadequate because you had no business jumping over there.
Ain't nobody tell you to jump.
Ain't nobody told you to jump over there. That's the big issue is you see they have a desire to do what this other person is doing. They want to be that person, but we just talked about earlier, being your true, authentic self. That is when you win, lady.
Yes, that's when you win.
That is when you gain respect, and this is where you gain the followers that many of you are so thirsty for.
Exactly.
Come on, that's a whole nother conversation.
Self. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
I'm trying to make sure the cup
honey,
ain't
listen,
empty.
you need to keep your coffee full, honey, over there, because honey, Dr. Alicia is bringing a word, ladies. And the thing is, y'all, we all can relate to it. We have all been in that space. We have been on a space space of the comparison side. We have been on the space of looking at, oh, she's doing, oh, he's doing X, Y, Z. We all have been there. Dr. Alicia and I have both been there. But that's why we're able to have this conversation, because there was some things that we had to overcome. We had to understand our values. We had to be confident and whole in who God has created us to be. And when you're able to do that, then you're able to move and do the things that you need to do to level up and become that person you want to see on social media.
Most definitely. Most definitely. One of the big things is that I learned in my many years of working a 9-to-5, but mostly the lesson came when I became my own boss.
Oh, that's when the lessons come. That entrepreneurship ain't for the weak.
It ain't for the weak. It ain't for the faint at heart. Let me just say that.
At all.
One of the things that I truly learned is that they love to say this. I'm sure many of you have seen this before. Hashtag girl boss. Hashtag girl boss. It's cool to say that. It's a resounding, you feel it's a boost confidence. A confidence booster, I'm sorry. A confidence booster, but in actuality, no, it puts the pressure on other women. They feel like they got to show up 365, 24/7 when you actually not. Because the last time I checked, I have never seen the Grammys nor the Oscar give out any award for the most overworked female.
And you won't.
Because they're too busy comparing themselves to what this female is doing. But in actuality, she's doing nothing.
Right. And that is so huge that you pointed that out, because that's the stuff people don't want to talk about.
Oh, they don't want to talk about that.
They don't want to talk about that.
They feel like you need to go, in order for you to have success, that you have to go 365. You cannot.
Yeah. And let's have a conversation. For me, I made a whole lot of money, and I wasn't even really on social media. So what y'all have to understand, your future and your elevation and your leveling up is not driven on your social media presence. It's just not. Do you know how many multi-millionaires and billionaires that don't even post on social media?
Period.
Who don't even post. They ain't got time. And guess what? I got so much money, I'm not hiring no social media company. I'll post when I get ready. So you're going to see a grandchild here and there, a picture of them riding in the Utah mountains. That's it. That's all.
Okay.
But guess what? Meantime, at the ranch, honey, they cashing in millions and millions of dollars. So let's not get it misconstrued. What you see on social media doesn't mean abundance, doesn't mean empowered, doesn't mean that this person is on the top of their game. Guys, listen, please believe me when I tell you this. Everything that you see is not real.
At all.
So why don't you just pull back for a second? Pull back for a second and realign yourself with your real mission, your real purpose, and the goals that you really need to set for yourself. That's just what it needs to be.
That's all it needs to be. But here's the thing. Stop feeling the pressure you feel like you need to compare because you see this person going 6 days a week. I've got to do this too.
Right.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Some days I post 3, some days I post 1, I skip 3. Listen.
How about I skip multiple days sometimes? It's because in order for me to show up as my best self, I've got to pull the plug sometimes. You got to pull the plug sometimes, ladies.
That's right.
And don't apologize for it.
doing it. And that is a big thing in our space. Ladies, listen. As of today, let's normalize not apologizing for you taking a break.
At all.
Even in your friendships, when you're dealing with things, if you need to pull back a day or two. Listen, my girlfriends, we have gotten so mature in that space. We'll text each other real quick, sis, listen, I'm dealing with something. I'm going through right now. Keep me up in prayer. Give me a few days. You may not hear from me, but I'm here if you need me. Send me a text.
But let's talk
and
about
I'm grateful for that.
Right.
Because at least I can still reach you. You tell me to text you.
Exactly. But let's get into this whole thing of feeling like because I hadn't heard from you, there's a problem.
But women apologize. We apologize for that so much. I can't tell you. I know like 5 women that has came to me in different times and spaces to apologize for not being in contact, for not showing up, or for not speaking with me or on the phone or texting. And I'm quick to say, listen, I'm not that friend. Listen, I'm here when you get it all together. When you get your head above water, call me, I'm here. And if you down underwater and your phone works, still call me. I'll come see what I can do to come save you.
Exactly.
But it's perfectly okay. And in our community, we need to normalize being okay with someone taking the break.
Taking a break. It's okay. Take the break and don't apologize for it.
At all. And stand in your power. Be authentically you. It's just important in this season. So as we grow and as we get to certain spaces, y'all listen, Social media is great for a lot of things.
Yeah.
But what it's not great for is you to compare yourself, your life, to what you're seeing. Because remember, you don't know if this is real or not. So run your race and stay focused at your pace and stay focused. So if you're still navigating this journey, Dr. Alicia and I are here to support you. And schedule your coaching consultations with us at empowerhermoments.com and become part of our Empower Her Moments community. Thank you so much for joining us on Empower Her Moments Morning Show. This episode is powered by Platinum Luxury Fleet, the ultimate transportation experience. So book your next Black car service today on PlatinumLuxuryFleet.com. Until next time, keep shining, stay empowered, and know that you are capable of amazing things. See you ladies next time, and happy holidays!
Thanks for joining us.